Hey guys, this is another edition of Whale Club Radio. Today we have Garrett Jean, the Senior Operations Manager over at Huobi / BitVC, as well as Robert, the International Marketing Manager. Some of the topics we're going to cover is specifically towards their futures platform, the Socialized losses, their coin investment, and their flash trading, their one-click trading ability over there. So you can find me, BTC Vix, Glibber, and the rest of the panel over at our WhaleClub TeamSpeak. It's a community of 200 traders that actively trade the markets day in and day out. It's kind of like a squawk box. There's a lot of noise, but there's a lot of value in that noise. So I'll put the link to that in the show notes. So now that we've got that intro taken care of, I just want the two guests that we have here. So first, Robert, can you introduce yourself and tell us how you got over to Huobi / BitVC?
Okay, first off, thanks guys for inviting us on. We really appreciate all of the traders in Bitcoin. It's really exciting, and it's cool to see how you're bringing everyone together. And, so I joined Huobi in April 2014. Before that, I had been in Bitcoin. I was living in China. First, I started buying Bitcoin on Taobao, which is like the Chinese eBay or Amazon. So from there, I went to BTC China, started buying Bitcoin there. Then in December, when there was the November, December, when there was the huge bubble up to 1,000, and then on December 5th, the Chinese government made a declaration which caused the market to crash. And at that time, BTC China suspended deposits or something like that. So I could no longer buy from BTC China. So I switched to Huobi at that time, trading on there. And then in April, I got in contact with Huobi CEO Li Lin, and I joined to help out because they were trying to do something in the international direction, and I had my pulse on what was going on there. So that's kind of how I came to Huobi. Garrett.
Hi, and I'm Garrett. I'm the BitVC operations manager, and I want to firstly thanks for you to let us to present our answer some questions about Huobi and BitVC to show us to the more users and other people who are interested in us. And I was in school in the US, and after finishing school, I just came back to China to trade as a trader. I trade a lot of commodities and foreign exchanges. And then I got fascinated with the Bitcoins, and I just came to the company like 3 to 4 months ago. And actually, the BitVC is just 3 or 4 months ago. Yeah, so basically, I enjoy the space.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a few words.
Go ahead, Glibber.
So I caught a few words there.
Oh yeah.
So the audio is not very good. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's horrendously choppy. Like I could hardly understand a word, honestly.
It did kind of trail off at the end. We'll continue and see if it gets any better.
Yeah, sorry.
You sound better now. I mean, maybe it was just the mic wasn't close enough or something to that effect.
All right. Yeah, we have to go through a VPN here to get on Google. So I don't know if that's affecting it.
Okay.
All right. So we can continue.
Yeah. So you guys have now come out with BitVC. You've separated it from Huobi. There's my guess is it's kind of now you want to take that internationally. And I guess that's the question is, are you going to try and focus more with Western traders with BitVC over Huobi, and what's the reason to separate them?
Okay, so the initial reason to decide to have a separate platform, BitVC, for the futures and margin trading was due to a regulatory risk analysis. As you're probably aware, the regulatory situation in China was pretty harsh, and for Bitcoin trading itself. But then when you want to add margin trading and futures on top of that, so we decided to have a separate platform, which is only Bitcoin deposits and withdrawals. It's a non-fiat platform. So that was the main point of the decision. But also we had planned to make it more I don't know, welcoming to foreign users.
And now you guys have released this the futures exchange, and I know if I don't bring it up, I'm gonna get yelled at for. So you guys had a big 45% socialized loss during the early stages. What happened there, and then more importantly, what have you guys done since then to kind of limit that exposure for traders? Because I know that's a big thing that I heard. When I saw that, it's a big concern for me if I want to be over there on that platform, and a lot of other people, they want the answers for something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Garrett can address this in more detail.
Yeah, and it is actually the 46% socialized loss. And firstly, I want to say the socialized loss is like what the market is all doing this. I mean, the industry standard is like the XFS, OK796, the first Bitcoin's future exchanges. They were doing the same thing, and I think we use that because we think it is the best for the market at the moment, because this market is totally different from the other commodity future market. It is a market like of market depth and liquidation, the liquidity, and so this has to be the innovation. So the socialized loss is came up as the innovation thing, and we all think it is so far the best thing, and people are the innovation. It is caused by because I remember that the market price before that the bitcoins from 25,000 RMB per bitcoins to 3,000, and then at the second day the price dropped significantly from 3,000 to 2,400, and basically it is caused actually by I have to say it is a single person, single account, and it is interesting that because BitVC you can use the float profit to open another position. So here is a person with like initially 50 bitcoins and keep longing the future market, and for the whole week the 50 bitcoins became like 2,000 bitcoins, and with the 2,000 bitcoins he had the 20,000 bitcoins long position open in the market. And basically when the price started to drop, and he became nearly the only person who had the open position long in the market. And when he got liquidated at the price which is like 2,900, and basically the market, they have got the people who went short, they have no other position against them actually. But however, the liquidation order cannot be done in the market because the market price just dropped very fast, very quickly. And I have to say, and we also value, we also think a lot about this. We talked a lot about this, and we just have to say that if um, this this person's position on any other future platform will cause the same kind of problem. And basically, BitVC we only have this 46% socialized core loss, and we don't have other kind we have socialized loss which is more than 10%. So and actually other future exchanges also have many times 20 more than 20%. And I don't think it is a kind of about the technology or anything. It is just the market, what it is, and the rule we are using. And
Yeah.
after the 46%, we decide, even though it is a market standard we're doing, however, we admit it is not a perfect mechanism. And as one of the biggest future exchange, we think we have responsibility on this because we don't have any other way to solve this. So we decide to give back all the social loss of the people who had who share the socialized loss as the fee quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, fee credit for them.
I guess
Yeah.
I assume that you guys have remedied the problem with this one account that caused such a large loss. But what I'm more interested in now is, do you guys have like an insurance fund similar to OKCoin? Are you doing anything to kind of buffer some of those losses? Because I actually I'm pretty agnostic as far as it comes to the socialized loss versus central party backing, because I think the socialized loss is, it's a different business model. I don't really look at it negatively or positively. I think it's awesome that we're in a trading niche that offers those two competing platforms. So again, what I'm asking you is, do you guys have an insurance fund? How are you cushioning some of those losses during volatile times and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
Okay. Thank you. And actually, we are the first platform who has the insurance fund. And after a week, 796 and OK have the insurance fund. And we use 20% of our uh, fee generated during the exchange, inject them into our insurance fund. And second thing we do is that we decide to put out the liquidation orders on them, to show them to the market and to make them know that maybe, for example, if they can see it is already many liquidation orders still in the market, maybe they will be aware of the risk they are taking on the socialized loss. And after these two steps, we are still thinking about other ways to solve this completely. And because I know in the normal future market, in Chinese future market, one thing they do is that they can, for example, the liquidation order which cannot be cleared, they will use for example, if the long in position is got liquidated and the short position, they have got to close their order, maybe in some way of if they have some profit and they have got the largest position holding. Yeah. So basically, we are thinking about other ways to solve the problem completely. Yeah.
Flipper, do you want to ask about the talent that they have over there at Huobi? Like, what would, I know you wanted to know some specifics about that.
Yeah, I mean, hey Robert, I mean, basically, if you're going to trust an exchange, you want to know who's behind the exchange. So, like, to me, that means financial security, and it means bringing good people on board that are going to be able to do the job properly. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, fair question. Last year, Huobi got $10 million investment from Sequoia Capital, which is a famous Silicon Valley fund that's founded in the 1970s and has backed most of the big names in tech. So they had confidence in us. Our CEO Li, he worked at Oracle, and then he founded two internet companies previous to Huobi in the discount online buying, something similar to Groupon and a social network site, and sold those, and then started BitVC. Some of our other team is Zhang Jian. He created the first multi-sig Bitcoin wallet in China, and he joined. Huobi acquired him and his team in the summer of last year. He helped implement multi-sig for our cold storage, of which 97% of our users' funds remain in cold storage. Our average hot wallet is only about 3%. Another one of our top team is Mo Bui. He was an early Bitcoin adopter in China. He founded BTC 123, which is like a Bitcoin wisdom with chart data from all the exchanges, as well as a informational resource and news aggregator. So and beyond that, we have some top tech and information security people.
All right. So
maybe Garrett can give some information about specifically the BitVC team and their financial services experience.
Okay.
Yes, and our the BitVC the CEO, which is Wang Huaiqiang, is from the financial industry, and also me. We were as the leader trading team, like doing arbitrage and doing hedging before we came here, and yeah, and many people from our team they were from the capital investment industrial, so that they can understand more about the how the traders think, and so that we can develop better product. Yeah.
So, just kind of shifting gears a little bit here. One of the things I came across when I was doing my research on BitVC is for the futures, you guys actually, your BTC index is a calculation that just includes Huobi, OKCoin, and BTC China. Why is it that you just chose to do those three rather than and to exclude any of the Western exchanges? Because OKCoin still does include some of those in the calculation for their product.
Yeah, I think there's a few reasons. One reason though is due to the changing exchange rate between different currencies, the CNY and USD, that you get some inconsistencies by combining all of them. It's small, but that's one of the factors. I mean, if you look at the Chinese currency to USD exchange rate over the past few months, it's changed a few percentage points. So that's one of the reasons behind it.
Yeah, and to me, it's not a major problem because first of all, we use the Huobi, OKC, and BTC China, which are the three biggest spot trading exchange in China, and they are trading a very big volume with Stanford. And secondly, the price of Bitcoins around the world is the price just moves simultaneously because there are so many people doing hedging, arbitraging around the world. So the initial reason we are doing this was because that initially we are aiming to have some key competitiveness when we compete in the domestic market, and at the moment we are, because we really want to have to serve more overseas users, and if the overseas users think it is a problem, we can try to fix it. If it is a good change, we are not afraid of changes.
Yeah, initially we were looking to capture more of the Chinese market, so presenting the futures in CNY while the competitors were in USD was something to differentiate.
Yeah, I mean, as you say that, I can see that you're now making a more conscious effort, more of a pivot to the English-speaking users and such like that. And we haven't gotten a chance to talk to OKCoin about this, but what's going on with this car giveaway? I don't think anybody in the West knew that for quite some time, and how it relates to like volume that you're trying to attract.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you asked. Well, Bitcoin's a new industry, and our marketing team has experience in the internet industry, but obviously since Bitcoin's so new, not a lot of experience in Bitcoin. So, and if you try to classify a Bitcoin company, you can either classify it as an internet company or a financial services company. From the internet marketing perspective, actually the car giveaway was quite a big success in spreading awareness of Huobi and Bitcoin through the kind of the mainstream internet and technology media. I mean, a new startup giving away a car and some, a few dozen iPhones and iPads. That got some attention. But obviously from the Bitcoin trading aspect, it did cause some abnormal market behavior because of people just trading against themselves to try to accumulate more volume to win the prizes, and that was a big negative, obviously. And we're not planning to do anything like this again.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, you guys gave away a smart car, and OKCoin gave away a Mercedes-Benz. Is that correct? Or is it still ongoing?
Yeah, there was a bit of trying to overshadow the others. I think we were going to give away the smart car first, and then they went to the Mercedes-Benz, and then what did you say, Garrett?
Yeah, eventually, basically, I think they gave gave like 300,000 RMB directly. Maybe that user wants money, and we give out the Audi card and Audi I don't know, S3 or S3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did. It was just interesting because at least with OKCoin, there's like a whole nother promotion aspect if I just decide to choose to view it in Chinese versus English. We had this whole kind of draw thing. Do you guys do some like casino wheel spins and stuff like that over on BitVC that I'm not aware of?
Some drawings. Yeah, there have been things like this as well.
And those are all to kind of, there is a promotional aspect. We do know that, volume is a big thing for both OKCoin and you guys. Can you touch a little bit on, there's certainly accusations from the Western exchanges as far as the constant wash sales that go on a zero-fee environment. How do you think that, going forward is something that is a business model for to be in the trading industry and such like that, because it does affect volume profiles and such. How do you usually counter basically the question that is volume being faked, etc.? I've heard it from OKCoin, but I haven't heard your response.
Yeah, it's a common thing that we still hear, but I think it's been addressed so much, the zero fee model. I heard Zane's explanation from OKCoin, and he's exactly right, and that's just our business model. We're not gonna change that just to cater to some people's accusations that it's faked.
And
we
that's
have
fine.
Our revenue comes from margin trading and now futures is a big focus for us. So revenue is not a problem when we have these other revenue streams.
And actually, like, I'm putting on my kind of devil's advocate hat, momentarily there, but I tend to be pretty supportive of the zero fee model. And I don't want to beat it to death either, because I think some of the people on Reddit would want me to make a whole, hangout of it, but I'm there trading, and I enjoy it, and I see it as just another business model. And it's a market, so if people don't like it, they can leave. So I like it, quite honestly, that there's those competing models, and we don't all have to be on a fee model. We can see what the no fee model is, and just be cognizant if that's what you're trading on. So I thank you for addressing that, and just now moving back to, you were saying how Huobi BitVC makes money. I see that they have these fixed term investments, the coin savings, and I think it's this Chinese word, Yubabo.
Ubibao.
Okay, are those all the same thing? Are
No.
they different? Okay.
No.
Can you
Okay,
take me
so-
through that a little bit? I want to understand
Sure.
that better.
Sure. The Ubibao is basically just a P2P lending of Bitcoin. However, it's different than the Bitfinex thing where people set their own rates. It's just kind of centralized. So we present it to the users as like a savings account where we ourselves manage the lending out to users who want to borrow on margin to go short. And so we take a spread between the rate at which we lend it out and the interest rate which gets paid to the users who deposit. But that's been a popular feature. A lot of people like the simplicity and the idea of getting interest on your Bitcoin rather than just holding it. Now the fixed term investments which we've offered twice, these are based on our Bitcoin mining, which we call Digcoin. Now this isn't cloud mining. This is a private investment partnership between Huobi, some private investors, and some of the big Bitcoin mining machine manufacturers like Avalon and Antminer and ASIC Miner. Now those are basically just a promotional product, so it's not based on any future, like speculative investment. So what's going on there is Digcoin in total has about 4% of the global Bitcoin network hash power, and so the period of these fixed term investments is 3 months, and we can forecast approximately how many Bitcoins are going to be earned through the mining through the next month. And the amount of shares that we're selling of the fixed term investment was 2,000 shares, 2,000 Bitcoins, and that's really just a small fraction of the total amount that's going to be brought in. Even if that number would shrink from 4% to 1% during 3 months, which is extremely unlikely unless there's a radical increase in the capacity of ASIC manufacturers beyond any rate of increase which we've ever seen. Even if it fell to 1%, there would still be enough Bitcoin earned to pay back those investors with the promised interest. So it's more of a promotional thing than collecting investment that we need to run the mining operation.
Yeah, I guess the reason why I kind of followed you through that answer, but I guess I'm just coming from a Western perspective. We see stuff posted on Reddit that I think it's a little bit too grand conspiratorial between the Chinese exchanges and such, but it does get a little bit the thought process going that you're taking in all these coins, you're offering a very large percentage return. How could you have that kind of return if not to have the price of Bitcoin drop substantially to pay back, give them more Bitcoin at the percent you want, but at a reduced cost to you. Have you seen some of those concerns, or have you not? Has that not been brought to your attention?
No, I've seen the concerns on Reddit that came up during the first round of this and more recently. Yeah, and I can understand the concern because cloud mining, there's a lot of similar scams going on that at first glance might seem similar to what's going on in the BitVC fixed investment, but it's not at all similar. And I'd like people to keep in mind that this is a very small part of Huobi's business. So, and the size of the total investment, just 2,000 bitcoins, which is a small fraction. So the idea that Huobi would risk its whole business on a very small investment would put all of its credibility on the line for something that's not legit. It's just totally illogical.
Flipper, do you have anything to add to this?
I mean, did I miss part of that? I think you can you restate the question? I think there's part of that I didn't answer.
I actually bring Flipper in see if he got a little bit different perspective on it. Flipper?
I mean, I just, I saw that scheme initially, and I was just like, what the hell is this? I mean, nowhere did it say kind of like, oh, we're going to take your coins off you, and we're going to give you this great interest rate, but in return, we're going to loan them out to people to shorten the market, and they're going to dump it. So yeah, you'll get your coins back with the interest, but they're going to be worth shitloads less. I mean, I didn't see that wrote down anywhere. And maybe if you did, people are like, fuck, I don't know, I'm giving my coins away for people to dump them. And also, what kind of security is in place on the other side to back that up as well?
Okay, well, the Huobi bao is where the coins are loaned out for interest. And that is explained in the help or the FAQ. The model for that is explained that it's lent out, and that's no different than Bitfinex. And we've given the interest rate on that, whether the price has gone up or gone down. It's really not dependent on what the price does or have an effect on the price any more than saying that Bitfinex allowing people to short affects the price, which I don't think that's the case. And the interest rate that's offered for the fixed term investment is 12% annualized. I mean, that's high, but that's not Ponzi level by any stretch. I mean, if someone was offering 12% per month, 5% per month, that's okay. Then you got to look at it more closely. But 12% annualized is by no means unrealistic in the Bitcoin mining.
Yeah, thanks for that explanation, Robert. That was definitely something that I don't know if that's posted anywhere where the long explanation with the miners and such. I kind of knew that just similar to Bitfinex that you guys were running a peer-to-peer lending aspect of it. Although like you said, it's more centrally managed versus Bitfinex, which has an order book. A bid and ask for the demand for whether it be to short or longing margin and such like that. But yeah, I didn't find anything with the cloud mining relationship.
Yeah, it's not cloud mining or similar to cloud mining. Just to make that very clear, I'll provide the links to you later.
Okay, no problem.
So you can see the detailed explanation.
And then, we did take a look at some of the UI with the futures. I just have, whether I'm not going to say one way or the other. It's very familiar to me because it resembles a platform that I trade on a lot, which is OKCoin. So whether, you guys kind of copy each other, it's very seamless for me to use that platform. But one thing that I think I really like about you guys is you guys offer this flash trading feature. I just have my screen up that you should be able to see right now. And yeah, like just one click, buy, sell. Can you kind of take us through how that originated? Because I think that's a big feature that you guys have that, for a very active retail audience like we have here, that they might be interested in.
Yeah, actually, we've had the flash trade for the Huobi exchange for several months, but just recently we've imported it to BitVC futures. Maybe Garrett, you want to jump in here?
Yeah. So basically, our flash trade this page is basically from the Huobi flash trade, and the flash trade is also what I personally I like. I like it is the different. We have some. If you want to compare with the OK, we don't have the drawing thing, and maybe our indicator is not that many. But the flash trade is a very interesting thing, especially when the market is volatile. You just want to ask bid, very quick speed. You just need one click when you lock the leverage and the amount you want. Yeah, and just one click and you open a position. It is quite quick enough when the market is moving quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, when I was taking a look at this, I spent quite a bit of time just, going over it and kind of thinking in my mind how much of a valuable feature this is. And on those same lines, though, you guys don't offer any algorithmic order types, do you? Whether it be icebergs or TWAP, any of those kind of advanced orders. Are there any? If you do, and then if you don't, are you planning on adding any of those in the future?
Yes, we are very close. It's coming up, I can say. And we have developed it for recent month. I think the feature will be added, and it will be good.
Okay, and then just as we kind of continue down that path, what new features and stuff that you kind of see the space going, and as far as BitVC, you have a futures product. You've ironed out a lot of the wrinkles there. What do you see going forward for people that are interested in those kind of derivative high leverage products that us retail traders kind of salivate over?
Yeah, we know a lot of things like Bitcoin options or the VIX would be attractive to a lot of traders. Well, one of the key concerns, though, from a business perspective, is that when adding new trading instruments, there's the risk of self-cannibalization, if you will, that you'll drain liquidity from the futures to these other products, making the futures have less liquidity, which is already a big concern. So that's something that we really have to consider carefully. But we are contemplating and planning some additional some new products that should be coming down the line.
Yeah, and I mean, I always say that the traders are a very demanding bunch. We want everything, and we wanted it right, and we wanted it yesterday. So I do always commend the people that are developing these products, because the futures, I felt, was the first step. I come from an options background, and many of the people on this panel that I'll allow to chime in momentarily, they had no idea what a futures product was before they traded Bitcoin and are now trading futures. So it is, from a business and company standpoint, I do very much so understand that you're just finally kind of getting to the point where the very active retail is coming on board the futures. Now if you start to move into options, I know a number of the options exchanges pretty much so failed or suck. Atlas ATS, they dried up. I don't know where they are. It probably was just a little too early for options for them. So I do understand that, but I still have to put it out there. coming from an options background, that's why I focus so much on the volatility product. You have your 20x futures. We don't have anything to hedge the volatility with those effectively yet, with that high of leverage.
Yeah, for the option thing, and I can say something about the.
Okay.
We also looked really carefully about, because our work is wanting to make the future, like we are doing the technical work and get the product work done. For example, we are working on the iceberg, all those kind of other types like stop loss, and we just have the split position function, which is a kind of sort of stop loss in a way, and to other features we are working on, and also we are seeking opportunities on like options and all those new products. And one important thing we are okay. And so basically we are looking for the options, and we looked at 796. Actually, they are offering the option thing, but which actually is not really successful because like we predicted, the market we just don't have enough users and enough bitcoins involved into the market. Then the option becomes like not so active. Yeah, so we will move on. We develop maybe better kind of option which suits this kind of market. It's coming, I think.
Yeah, I do think there's just a natural progression in capital market the maturing capital markets. We're at kind of the first derivative stage of these futures. Maybe we need another bubble before we can get into options and volatility products. We're still a pretty small user base in general, just in the Bitcoin trading industry. I wanted to open it up now, though. We have some people on the panel. Does anybody have anything? I'll start with you, Alex. Do you have anything to add?
No, I don't have anything directly. It's been interesting to hear what you've had to say, and certainly the flash trade functionality. That's very, very cool. And I think for me that's quite a good incentive to investigate coming across to the BitVC platform across from Huobi. Across from OKCoin.
Thank you, Alex. And then Hearns, do you have anything to add?
No, not really. I'm just looking forward to seeing their futures product mature so I can check it out in the future.
Okay. And then Yolo Bear?
Yeah, I got a couple of things.
Alrighty.
So I'm asking this on behalf of somebody else. They had a complaint. I'm going to read it almost verbatim. This person originally left BitVC because of some lag issues, DDoS that persisted for a few days. This made it untradeable, especially during peak times. This customer is from the United States, and their question is, have you done anything to shore up your servers for Western users to avoid these crippling incidents? And this happened about a few months ago when you first launched futures.
Yeah, and actually we are keep working on the technical part, and for example, and we understand that because our server is in China, it will be I would have some problems with overseas users to trade in our in BitVC, and we are working on technical issues ourselves, and we are looking for better servers and to produce to offer a better internet speed for the overseas users, and I think that would be getting better.
Yeah, we're aware that that's one of the big issues for international users, and yeah, we're definitely going to make the investment to improve that.
Yeah, I want to turn it over to Flibber more for that because he went over a lot with OKCoin as far as their Chinese servers. And we don't seem to see that problem with the OKCoin International. I think they're out of Singapore. I'm not exactly sure where their servers are. Flibber, do you have something to clarify? I don't know if I'm doing the best job. Also, and final thoughts as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Robert.
Okay. Actually, for sometimes when the speed is really bad for overseas users, it because maybe you know that we always get attacked by the hackers, and then we just I'm not a technical people, I don't know how to explain that, but our technical team switched the the visits to the Jiasule, which is a different server. And that server is not really stable, but it will protect us from the attacks. So at that time, maybe it would be really bad for overseas users. So and we are also, I'm talking to our technical team to see which we can do to prevent this to happen again.
Liber?
Yeah, I mean that sounds good. I mean, lag's always an issue. I mean, the other thing I just wanted to ask about was like you also do the kind of like you don't reveal the whole order book on the Bitcoin Wisdom. You know, why is that? I mean, does it change as well, like during times of volatility? I mean, what's going
No,
on
no,
there?
I believe we do. The Huobi spot exchange and futures do reveal the whole order book. I have seen this though on Bitcoin Wisdom. Sometimes it hasn't displayed all of the order book, but if you looked at a crypto watch, it did display the whole order book. So I think Bitcoin Wisdom was having some kind of problem with them. But if you look on the Huobi site or BitVC site or crypto watch, you would see the whole order book.
Okay, cool.
All right, and then Robert, just to kind of wrap it up, do you have any closing thoughts or anything that we might have missed? I know I don't know if I gave you enough ample time when I got that doc over. Is there anything that should be of interest specifically to the active retail community that you're speaking to right now, or just kind of some closing thoughts?
No, I would say Bitcoin is definitely a very attractive instrument for trading, and yeah, that's our customer base. I'm really passionate about Bitcoin as a technology and financial asset as well. So this is just coming from me personally, but I hope everyone will take some of their wealth and put it into Bitcoin for the long term. I know that's what I'm doing because I'm a terrible trader. But I appreciate all of you taking the risk.
Yeah, you and Zane have that in common. You guys both are not so good traders, is what I hear. But but yeah, I mean, I will certainly echo that Bitcoin as a tradable instrument might be one of the I think it scares a lot of people, but it's also one of the most attractive things to trade. And that goes to show that our small little niche 20 or 30 user community on TeamSpeak is now consistently over 200 users. And those aren't all traders. They may be curious. They may have small things to add, but it's certainly a growing community with people from exchanges on there, including Phil Potter from Bitfinex, the BitMEX guys there, Arthur and Sam, and and Zane, if he gets some of his VPN issues working on, he stops by. That's just the people that we know of. So, I really want to thank you guys for coming on, because this is the first opportunity that, our community, and I feel like a lot of the Western traders have had to, hear from you, hear what you guys are about. I've known of your exchange. I set up an account a long time ago. I still have yet to fund it, but now that I've started to, hear from you, look at this flash trading, I think, there's a place in it for my trading as well. So I want to thank you guys for coming on.
All right, we appreciate the opportunity. Feel free to reach out to us anytime with suggestions or concerns.
And they can reach you guys. Robert, is it you that monitors what is it, Huobi Network on Twitter? What's that handle?
Yeah, you can reach out through Twitter, and it will come to me, or Reddit as well.
Okay, and then then you can find all of us over at the WhaleClub TeamSpeak. I'll include the new server link in the show notes. So in that we'll wrap this up. So goodbye, everyone.